So the other day I was watching TV with Barbara. It was the night of our anniversary. Hey, happy anniversary to us.
Oh, sure.
Hey, thanks.
How many years?
6.
Damn.
6 years and 16 together. So,
Damn.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we were watching TV and we stumbled upon, we were watching Doug. It's like, oh man, I haven't watched this in forever. And so like, it just, I got this like huge wave of nostalgia. And I'm like, oh, this is so cool. And she's like, yeah, there's a channel on here, which I didn't know because I don't go past the first like 60 or 70 channels on our cable box. And she'll be in the 200s, 300s or whatever. And she's like, yeah, there's a channel that's dedicated to just Nicktoons. I'm like, oh, that's fucking cool. She's like, and especially stuff from the 90s. So we're like, all right, cool. And going through watching Doug, and I'm just like, man, like it felt so good. And I'm like, this is quality. Like, yeah, the voice acting's not 100%, but the message behind the cartoon, it was about Doug's lucky hat. Do you remember that?
Mm-mm.
I remember watching Doug. I just don't remember any of the episodes.
Yeah,
or
I can't remember it like
series.
the way you remember
Everything about it was like, oh yeah, and then he had a hamster, and then oh yeah, and then there's Pork Chop the dog.
Like that for us was like, Hey Arnold.
You see, and like
I had a message, you know what I mean?
I like
yeah.
Hey Arnold too, and so like the whole message, it was like Doug's lucky hat, and he found a hat. He felt lucky because the hat found him.
Was it like a fedora type hat?
No. That's another episode.
Okay.
But he starts to help his friends out, and it's like, oh yeah, I was like, well, oh, you found my hamster that had run away. Oh yeah, no problem. And like, it was just like he thought he was lucky, and then Roger, fucking prick, the one with the fucking hair to the side.
Yeah. The green guy?
Yeah, the green guy with the leather jacket.
Cool motherfucker.
I fucking hate that guy.
Yeah.
He comes in and steals his fucking hat. But I was just sitting there, and I'm like, I felt like a little kid, like, wow, like it doesn't matter. You make your own luck, and you do what you want to do, and all sorts of stuff. It was just so fucking cool to see that. And then it was like, oh, we're on the DVR, and I'm not DVR, but on the cable box, and I see SpongeBob. I'm like, so I only have one more episode, and then we're gonna turn this shit off. And she's like, what? I love SpongeBob. I missed the boat, guys. I don't get what the big fucking deal is.
I'm already gonna say
SpongeBob.
this one thing that I think Doug, Arthur, I love Arthur, Hey Arnold, all these shows, they all kind of had a message. You know what I mean? And I think SpongeBob was one of the first kind, I guess, for that type of media of like for kids and stuff. Like it was one of the first kind of episodes where it was like, we don't need a message. Like it just
has to be fun.
It just has to be fun, funny, just random, just like, I don't think there was really anything, like even Rocket Power, everything had a message. It was just a message of like gathering together and like, you know, but SpongeBob was just like no holds barred, like just go. Like,
it was so fucking random, and like I missed the boat entirely. I've never seen a full episode of SpongeBob.
I think that's what it is for me.
I've seen highlights. I mean, even up to, because I didn't grow up with Cartoon Network. I was a Nickelodeon kid. My parents they busted their asses to give what me and my sister, because my brother wasn't living with us at the time. He was already living like in San Antonio, Austin. And they busted their asses to get us cable. And I'm like, wow, like I was a fucking, ever since I was a little kid, we always had cable. We always had Roadrunner. We always had like DSL or Spectrum, whatever it is now, Wi-Fi. And so I would watch Nickelodeon, and I grew up with Hey Dude and Salute Your Shorts and all that stuff. And I guess it's just, I don't know what this topic is. Maybe it's 90s cartoons or whatever, but I missed the boat with SpongeBob. I don't get what the big fucking deal is. When I see all these memes online, I don't get it. Like Rugrats was great.
I wanted to ask, when was Ren and Stimpy? Was that early 90s?
That was super early 90s, like
Right.
91, 92.
So like another thing, I think Ren and Stimpy was but that was Cartoon Network.
No, that was Nickelodeon.
Did it go to Cartoon Network? Because I remember it on Cartoon
Maybe
Network.
reruns. Maybe.
It was Nickelodeon?
Yeah,
No,
positive.
Maybe yeah. I don't know.
I'm saying that's another one that's just mindless.
I didn't watch the shows just because of
It's
that.
just
reason.
a mindless fucking cartoon. There's
It was-
nothing like that, and Pinky and the Brain, and
Pinky and the Brain had a message, man.
it's just, but it's like well, Ren and Stimpy especially, even Cow and Chicken, that shit's just mindless too. Just mindless fucking cartoons.
I mean,
you know, like
even like Tom and Jerry didn't have like a message to go with anything. It was just like
that's because they never spoke.
Cat tries to catch a mouse, mouse this runs away. Like it was just like who can hurt who's
Yeah,
It's
Wow.
the Roadrunner and the Coyote.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like I think it's just that it's another evolved form of that. Like, But I think for me, it's actually safe to say that SpongeBob was like one of the first like comedy, like actual comedy cartoon that I saw that made sense to me, to where I can just watch it and like I understand what punchlines they're trying to do. And even years later, I'm still like, I look back and I'm like, dude, this is hilarious. Like this makes a lot more sense now that I'm older when I look back. You know what I mean?
Like even like the memes now like are just SpongeBob screenshots or just little things, and then it's just like, oh, I remember that punchline. I remember that joke. I don't want to go back and like watch old episodes or anything.
Yeah,
but
I don't do that. But.
I remember this exact moment. I remember it now, just seeing it. Like my favorite one's walking on the beach too.
Yeah.
Walking on the beach.
I think it's just age group.
No idea.
I think it's just a couple of like that little age group because my oldest sister won't. She won't quote any of this. She doesn't. It's not what she would watch. You know. And but my brother is 27 and down. Me, my other sister, and me, like we just quote that shit all day.
But dude, like I was watching cartoons up until I was like 21, 22, 23. Like I was still watching that stuff, but it was just SpongeBob never caught me. Like I would watch Invader Zim. I have the fucking DVD series.
Yeah, Invader Zim was cool.
Love Invader Zim. Love my favorite cartoon of all time is Rocko's Modern Life.
Oh, yeah.
That had a message too, which was a very
Angry Beavers was also kind of
loved. Angry Beavers.
Cat Dog.
Rocko's Modern Life was more adult than you actually remember it. Like the choky chicken, like they're talking about jerking off, is like a chicken with spit coming out of his mouth. Like you had in the first episode, Rocco has to go and he gets a job and he's working as a adult like sex, like I don't know what it's called.
Because he made it seem like he works at a call center or something, and then like I've seen those screenshots where like it's just like the number or it's like something XXX and it's just like talk about this, like it's like a sexy like
Could we maybe could we also talk about the factor of maybe the broadcasting times? I mean, I was like in elementary when I first started watching SpongeBob. What time are you out of school in elementary school? Like 3 something? You're probably in middle school at this point. Going to high school, you were probably out a little later.
But I was still watching Power Rangers, still watching reruns.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the times when we would, because as soon as I get out of school, I was watching SpongeBob. Like that was on. You know what I mean? It's like, okay.
But I'm also
just
7 years older than you.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like different times that we watch TV.
But I still had very young influence in my house. Corey was still living with us. So I watched Blue's Clues with her. I watched Teletubbies, all that stuff. Like I saw her grow up and she was watching Rugrats and she was watching Rocket Power. She was watching Hey Arnold. And so like that was her jam too. But I'm like 17, 18 years old at this time and I'm 11 years older than her.
Maybe that
7, 8 years old. But then like I'm still watching cartoons. Yeah, it's different cartoons. I'm watching anime and stuff like that. Like I'm growing up or whatever. But I don't know. I don't get what the big fucking deal is about SpongeBob.
Maybe it's just
been
not
on
for some
for
people.
20 fucking years. Also,
it's just not for some people. That's it.
Yeah, I don't think I can watch it now. But back in the day, it was like the funny thing, like just the scenarios that they make up. Like they have to go inside Sandy's dome and they don't have water, and they're just like,
that's the one thing I remember.
And they're they're dehydrating, and they're like, "Are you okay?" It's like, "Yeah," and they're just like, or even then, like I remember one Christmas my parents got me like this little. It's like a mini DVD player, and it was like for just one episode of Nickelodeon or Disney or like Cartoon Network shows. So you would buy this little disc, and I had one episode, and I had the one with where they do the dome, like they play the halftime show.
Oh my god, that's the best one.
Yeah, and I had that one, and I would watch that over and over just because it was the only one I had.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I had a thing like that too. Do you guys remember the juice box? It was a little portable box that had a case over it and it had a little screen, and they made specific cartridges for it, and it had full episodes of things. But they were like keychains, and you would just connect it to your juice box. And I had like 5 episodes or whatever, and you would just take it around. Whenever you watch something, you put it in. It was like a first portable, not first, but it was like that era of like portable, like take it on the go or whatever. My brother had one, and I had one, and it was just like cool.
And I think I want to say this one, the one that I had, wasn't even like a regular screen. It was kind of like the old Game Boy like pixels. So you kind of have to make out what it is on the screen. Like it wasn't like a regular screen that you see now. Like
Yeah.
it was just like pixelated and black and white, and it had no backlight. So I was like in the dark just with a flashlight or like
Yeah.
trying to get the light from the street light.
I think, you know what? I think it's just not for some people, man. Like on Adult Swim, I remember when home videos or whatever. You remember that? I fucking hated that show. It sucked. And some of my other friends loved it, and I was like, no, it's not funny to me. Like it's whack. I don't like it at all. But some people just like some things, some people don't, and that's it. I mean,
what's your favorite cartoon show, or like in general, like top show? Was it Rocko's Modern Life?
Yeah, Rocko's Modern Life, hands down.
What about you?
like me as a kid.
Or just any time frame? Because mine is the Avatar series, The Last Airbender. That was a great fucking series.
Dragon Ball Z, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking love that shit. Oh my
Just
god.
the anime.
Yeah, and that's like I don't even watch Super, the new one and all the new stuff coming out. But I just love the Dragon Ball Z because it was just I don't know. It was just I shared it with my brother and like
Yeah.
we relate on it. That's my shit.
And it was like a fighting show too, so it's just like, oh shit,
Super high energy.
Yeah. The whole like going Super Saiyan like
For 3 episodes.
Dude, and that's the one thing I didn't like about Dragon Ball Z. Like growing up, like I watched the Trunks saga and then I didn't watch anything after that. I fucking hate Dragon Ball Z. Because like it would go out to commercial and he's like, Gadaba! And it would cut.
Next time on
And then-
Dragon Balls.
And they come back, Gadaba! And
But
it's
from
like
a-
15-second, like,
but from a different angle too.
yeah. It was so...
They were good at teasing you. They were good at just like, let's see how interested you are. Like, we're gonna fucking keep you waiting, and it worked on me. And I'm just like, yep, because I love the storyline and I love the characters and
Find out next week on Dragon Ball Z.
fucking loved it. It was dope.
Digimon, man. I was
Digimon was cool.
addicted to Digimon.
I have two PlayStation 1 games of Digimon still.
If I can replace like all the Pokemon things, like Pokemon Go, the Pokemon games with Digimon, I would. In a heartbeat. Like if there was anything remotely as close to that for Digimon, what Pokemon is.
Yeah. It's so cool. It's
Yeah.
just so amplified. It's such an amplified version of Pokemon, like
Yeah.
Metal Garurumon or Metal Greymon.
And
Crazy.
those show, like that show, the original series was super good.
Yeah,
And
it was.
it had a bunch of like messages of just like believing in your friends and power.
Don't stop. Don't give up.
Yeah,
And, like,
power of teamwork, and I don't know. It was just like
It dealt with depression too.
yeah,
with
being
Matt.
selfish. Being selfish and
Wait, honestly, another
selfless.
thing was Yu-Gi-Oh. I really liked Yu-Gi-Oh. The show and then even playing the card game. Like Yu-Gi-Oh was fucking
You just
crazy.
activated my trap card.
Believe in the heart of the cards.
But okay, I didn't like Yu-Gi-Oh because of that specific thing where it's just like you're on the ropes, just believe.
Well, it was the same thing. Like it's like believe in yourself and like you can do it. And
yes,
like,
but it's like every episode you just believe in yourself every episode.
yeah, I mean,
Why not do that from the beginning and not have to do this whole fucking convoluted thing?
Because Exodia, dog.
I remember playing with those Yu-Gi-Oh cards and never know how to play. My number's bigger than your number, so I win. Just
That's how you played.
yeah,
Yeah,
But-
I was into it.
Pokemon
I was really
cards
into
and stuff too. Like, well, this one has a bigger attack, so I win.
it. I wish I was really into Dungeons and Dragons.
I wish. I've never had the time to.
I've
Can't do
played a rigged version of it, but I mean, speaking of Dungeons and Dragons, this political climate though.
That's a rough pivot, dude.
That's a solid segue.
Dungeons and
Wait,
Dragons.
Before we go into that, let's go ahead and introduce the show because we're.
I thought you
15
were.
minutes
What the
in.
fuck?
What?
I thought we were gonna introduce the show first. I thought we had already we weren't gonna introduce the show.
What do you mean? Of course we were, man. Welcome to the Laugh and Death podcast, guys. We are 15 minutes into the first
40
this
minutes.
episode. Yeah, it's the pre-show though. Welcome back, guys. Episode 11. I'm one of your hosts, David, alongside Alex and Fernie, as always. Check us out at youtube.com/Laugh and Death podcast. You can also check us out on Instagram at Laugh and Death podcast. YouTube is laughanddeath.com.
YouTube is youtube.com/laughingdeath.
I stand corrected.
I just searched it up. Check my Snapchat.
Hey, follow us on Instagram. So yeah, man, I fucking hate talking about politics. It makes me insane. But yeah, no, this fucking harsh. I don't know, man. It was pretty depressing on Wednesday night.
Wednesday night or Tuesday night?
Tuesday night. I'm sorry. It was one of those nights where I was just shaking my head like, fuck, man. But all I want for Christmas is subpoenas. Fuck yeah, dude. Everybody's going down.
If you have no clue what's going on, Tuesday was the midterm election, which a lot of states had senators, governors, House representatives being voted on. We are in Texas, so I mean, at least for myself, I was keeping an eye on the Texas Senate race between Beto O'Rourke and Blobfish Ted Cruz.
He's not even Mexican, dude.
And the Democrats had Beto lost to the Republican Ted Cruz. And that was pretty not surprising because Texas is basically a red state. And
yeah, because I think I didn't vote and I didn't pay attention to all that stuff. But when you saw the results right on the map and you see the Rio Grande Valley and all that, it's all blue. Yeah, everybody down here was like, dude, we're going to do it. Because all you see is Beto signs in everybody's yards and stickers. And it's like, yeah, it's like only the valley is Democrat or they voted that way, you know.
I mean, they use a lot of the programs that Democrats have instilled in.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people were all like, why are they surprised? Like, it's because they all around them, all they saw was Beto signs. And they were like, we're totally going to do it.
And I respect the fact that Beto came down here like once a week for 6 weeks straight or whatever. That's cool, but he didn't have to come down here. He needed to be in rural areas in Dallas. He needed to be in rural areas in outside of Austin and El Paso because he only won out the county where El Paso's at. Everything else was red. That's fucking sad. So like without Hillary Clinton coming down here, the Valley voted 85% for Hillary Clinton. Like it was unanimous. Like yeah, he got those points.
But I think it's also like a thing now where just the way that Trump is and like the way the Republican Party is not using like any platforms that they've been running on, like the economy and stuff. Like we have an okay economy going on. Like the stock market's okay, and then it crashes, and then nobody says anything, and then it comes back up again. And Trump's like, "See, I did that. I'm making jobs. Me good." When the economy was already in the upturn before Obama left. But he's using the whole like, hey, the caravan is super scary, isn't it? They're coming over here. They're going to take your jobs. They're going to rape your women. They're going to like do this and do that. So
they haven't been vaccinated. They're bringing smallpox back. And
they have Middle Easterners. Well, I don't know what that means, but they have Middle Easterners in there. And it's just like, they're not running on like issues that you can like counterpoint or like say something about and be like, the economy is doing this because of that. No, they're just running on fear. So if Beto doesn't come to the border towns, they're gonna be like, see, he doesn't care about the border.
Fear is an easy sell.
Yeah. So I get what you're saying. Like it's politically like it's smart, not smart, but like it's not necessary for him to come down here where Hillary won by so many points. But everything's just uncharted territory and nobody knows what's going on anymore.
I still think he would have won it.
Yeah, but maybe not as handedly or something.
Because it was weird because like the consensus down like outside of my inner circle, everybody was all like, "Oh yeah, this is who we're voting for." I'm like, "Okay, cool." It was until the day prior to election day where I actually was talking to people and they're like, "Oh no, I'm voting for Cruz," and I'm like, "Okay, cool, that's cool, but why?" They're like, "It's because he's not even Mexican. Beto O'Rourke isn't even Mexican," and I'm like, "What is that? Your only reason?" They're like, "Well, yeah, he's trying to get the Mexican vote and he's not even Mexican." I'm like, "His fucking name's Roberto, like O'Rourke." I'm like, he grew up in El Paso his entire life. Like he's got an abuelita, and he like he grew up like us, and they're like, nah, that's not like nah. He has to use Beto now. He wants to be known as Beto. I'm like,
I saw an ad, a Ted Cruz ad was like, Ted Cruz is the Hispanic representative for you. Like, when the fuck did he run for like as Hispanic? Like this whole thing, like he just has the last name, and he's a Cuban family from Canada. Like he's from Canada, and now just that Beto's using like Beto, like he's just like I'm more Hispanic because Cuban, and last name Cruz. Like
his fucking name's Rafael.
And he changed it to Ted to appease the white voter because he wanted to be in politics. So he's like, I know I'm not going to do well with the name Raphael, so I'm going to change my name to Ted.
That guy looks like he wears his wife's panties. Like, I don't know. Okay, so there's something wrong with the reason I didn't vote for Ted Cruz, and I don't care putting that out there. No, the reason I didn't vote for Ted Cruz is because when he went into the Senate, the salary for a senator is $175,000 a year. Okay, 4 years later, he's worth over $5 million. What the fuck? He's in so many people's pockets. That's why I didn't vote for him. He's super shady. I want to do. Somebody needs to do this. I'll watch fucking Fox News if I have to. If they're gonna be honest about it, I want a list of all the genuinely good Republicans out there, because like I said several episodes ago, I consider myself center right. I mean center left. Like I'm in the middle because I have a lot of conservative values that I believe in, and then I also believe I'm a humanitarian, so I lean more left. So where I feel like, okay, people need to be taken care of when it comes to like healthcare and stuff like that. You know what? I don't need the healthcare. I have great healthcare. My wife has benefits. I have benefits with my job. I don't need it, but I still want it for everybody else, and that makes me a bad person because I want to give people healthcare.
And speaking of that, like the Republicans were trying all year or past years to get rid of the Affordable Care Act.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't manage to like take it down or anything, and like the whole pre-existing condition policy in it, like they wanted to get rid of that, so like insurance companies could be like, hey, you have cancer, we're not going to take you because you're too much of a risk, basically. And as Mitch was coming around, like the same people that were like voting to repeal the Affordable Care Act, other ads or most of their ads were like, we're going to protect the Affordable Care Act and pre-existing conditions for you. Like just complete 180 to what their policy was like a couple months ago, because they knew that they had to like appease them. Like the people and their supporters are dumb enough to be like, oh, cool, you want to help us, but they're in fucking Congress or like in the House of Representatives or whatever the fuck they are, just like, yeah, let's fucking kill this. Like, how do you not put two and two together? Like, even do your own research of being like, he voted to, or he sued the state or whoever, whatever. There's some guy. Sorry, I'm getting heated just because it's like, it gets me mad. Like just thinking about it. Like, there's some guy that he voted to, or he sued the state to repeal that measure, but he's running ads about like his kid having pre-existing conditions, and like how he supports his kid and how he wants to like keep the pre-existing conditions for his kid and all this other stuff. Is like, no, dude, you're fucking loaded. Like, you don't even care if you don't care if it goes or not, because your child's still gonna get great like healthcare, and that's great for you. But don't go turning around and like trying to cut people's health insurance just because you can, or you feel like you should, and then you turn around and be like, oh no, I'm trying to help you.
It's fucking disgusting. Dude. People are so, I don't know. I wish I knew the good people on both sides, because like, yeah, Hillary is fucking shady, but out of the two evils, I leaned that way.
Oh yeah, and don't get me wrong, like I'm pretty like center left also, and if a Democrat like was doing something shady as fuck too, I'll be calling out on them also.
Yeah.
Like the whole like Al Franken, like the whole him taking pictures with that reporter, like groping her breast when she was asleep, whatever. They fucking let him, like, kick them out of Congress. Like, there was like, no, we don't want this in our party. But the Democrats can turn around and like elect a president that says to grab girls by the pussy. Like, really? Like, who
belittled Ted Cruz and then came back and said like, "Yo, no, he has my full support." She said that his father was involved with John F. Kennedy's assassination. Called his wife ugly. Like,
and the next day, Cruz goes and phone backs for him like a fucking bitch that he is.
he's a fucking leech. He's just a fucking yes man. And it's fucking disgusting. And I'm only saying that because these are the facts.
And I was listening to a podcast called The Daily, and they were talking to voters, like asking them like why they're voting for, like either for Ted Cruz or for Beto, or why they're voting Republican versus Democrat. And some lady was just like, I'm voting Republican because I'm tired of liberals screaming at politicians at restaurants and like all this other shit. It's like, oh, you're voting because of that? Like, how fucking like out of touch you have to be when that bothers you? Like, kids in cages doesn't bother you. Like, taking people's rights away doesn't bother you. Like, taking people's health insurance away doesn't bother you. But fucking yelling at people in the restaurant, that's what bothers you.
For making shitty decisions, for supporting shitty fucking people.
Yeah.
No.
For the record, I'm really quiet in this because I don't really pay attention to politics and all that stuff. But I like listening, so I am the listening ear right now. And right now, it doesn't interest me. I mean, that's the only thing.
Okay,
What should though?
I know.
Your parents.
Wait, before you guys start belittling me, I was about to say.
I'm gonna ask you why.
Maybe I'm like, yeah, maybe I have my head under a pillow and shit, but like, I don't know why it doesn't. It just doesn't right now. Like, my parents are from Mexico, and they know how fucked up the system is, and especially with healthcare. Like, we're dealing with it right now. My dad's dealing with it right now, and he's out of work, no money, and like,
You need to realize that you all are over there doing stuff for your family, trying to take care of your family, and going to Mexico to go get medical services and stuff like that. If this fucking idiot signs what's it called? The fucking document. Executive order.
Yeah.
To say like, close the fucking borders. You all are stuck over there. You all are not coming back. And he could say like, all right, and he can do anything at a moment's notice, but then you're stuck for a while. Or maybe he says like, all right, we're going to go ahead and close the borders and you all need to go over there. And what if you're already on this side? What happens then? Like, you need to care about this stuff. Because like, he can easily say, all right, like he said, birth-born citizenship, deport them. Like, he wants to get people who were, whose parents who weren't born here, he wants to deport those people. So like, all these things impact you in some way or another.
yeah, I know they do. It's just, I don't know.
And you as an American citizen, because you were born here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like, you as an American citizen, like if he says like, oh yeah, birthright doesn't mean anything because your parents are immigrants, he wants to send you away too. So you need to. I mean, I'm not doing anything. All I could do was vote. I'm not smart enough. I'm not rich enough. I'm not wealthy enough to go and say, you know what, I'm gonna go fucking take 6 weeks off. I'm gonna go protest in Washington or anything like that. I can't. But the only thing I can do is vote, and vote for people who I believe are going to make a difference. That's why I voted the way I did.
Yeah.
Whether it had been a Democrat or a Republican.
And okay, like even if you're not like politically like active or like looking at headlines every day or like reading articles and all this other shit, when it comes to elections, yeah, please.
Is there any more of this?
Yeah, I have a crappier one. You want it?
Yeah, I'll take it.
When it comes to elections, I think you should vote, and it doesn't take you. It doesn't like, you don't have to like go through this whole like research paper and like see who's whatever. Like there's websites, there's apps that can tell you like, oh, you're in this area. This is the things that you're gonna be voting on, and these are the points that people stand for. Like there's a lot of like guides and like a lot of information out there for you to just make a simple decision. Like, okay, I like this, I don't like that, I don't like this, I like that, and you go and just click a button. It chooses everything for you. If you're a Democrat or Republican, or if you want to change it like certain points, you can.
Thank you.
Like you don't have to be politically active every day to vote. Like you see what's going on.
Yeah, I'm not saying that.
I'm just saying
I'm
like
not saying that's not the reason I
It's-
didn't vote. I don't know.
Do your research also, because depending on what county you're from, you're agreeing to, and what city you're from, you're agreeing to allow the city to increase taxes so that they can expand on the expressway or whatever. Like one of the acts was like they want to increase taxes to raise $190 million for the city of Edinburgh, so they can work on the drainage stuff for since the flooding on University for 107, and there's certain areas like on McCall, whatever, that need to be updated. And so I had to vote. It fucking sucks is it says if you do this, your taxes are going to go up by $4 or something like that. But I'm like, fuck it, it needs to happen. I live in Edinburgh. I don't want to inconvenience anybody. So there's certain things you need to vote for, and just do your research, man. Like if it's you know stuff's coming up, and know where people really lie. Because the reason I was like, oh, you know what, like Bethel or whatever, like I was all for him, is because he said he's not in the pockets of anybody. He raised over $38 million by donations alone because people believed in him. And he's like, I have no special interests. I'm not in the NRA's pocket. I'm not in the pharmaceutical company's pocket. I'm not anybody's, I'm nobody's like bitch. He's like, I'm here to represent you all in the state of Texas. And I really do believe that when he said, like, I'm here to represent Republicans and Democrats. It's not us versus them. It's not the party. It's the people of Texas that I want to represent. And I truly believed it, because what was Ted Cruz's rhetoric? He's like, nah, it's Republicans. It's us versus them. It's us not wanting to look weak. We have to be tough as Texas and
divide,
and not be a liberal society where apparently we're fucking violent and ignorant or whatever, and we want free everything. That's not exactly true to some extent, but that's where you need to like decide like where your vote's gonna lie, because if you it skews when people voted for Ted Cruz, the people that I know, and I had unblocked a lot of people on Facebook like a couple weeks ago, and I immediately regretted it because people were posting like some of the stupidest shit online about like liberals and all this other shit. Like, it's like, fuck, man, like just be a common fucking decent person for once and just like shut up and listen.
Yeah. And
all their fucking posts are from fucking Fox News. It's a fucking reality show that they're fucking spinning.
Their posts are also just like they just want to shove it in your face. Like they're not even like almost. They forget who they're voting for, and they just want to like, yeah, we fucking did it. Fuck you.
Yeah.
They want to cause hysteria, fear. They run everything through fear. And then people who watch Fox News are like, nope, we want just the facts. I'm like, yeah, just the facts is that your fucking president is a piece of shit of a human being, but you voted for him. But so what? So what? He why should he have to show off his taxes?
He say it like it is, right? Like
says it how it is.
And then I'm sorry to cut you off, but like the whole thing of like Fox News and stuff like spreading propaganda, because that's what they're doing. They're spreading propaganda, and like I'm not saying CNN doesn't, like they're biased as well, but they're not
super biased.
But not to the point where like people that watch the show are fucking mining bombs to fucking senators and actors because they don't agree with their political views and stuff like that. Like, and they there's things that the president like has been fact checked to death, and like this was wrong, this was a lie, this is wrong, this is a lie, but Fox News still runs it like it's fucking fact. And it's just like there's 10 publications saying like what he said right now is a lie, but Fox News is just like,
so what?
Yeah,
he's being real, but they don't. What you don't fucking understand, and why people get mad, and why I guess liberals are upset or whatever, is because like they're defending a person who's seriously a horrible fucking human being. And it's not like, oh yeah, he had sex with a porn star, like ha, that's cool. I'm like, there's the machistas who are like, hey, fuck it, dude, he's rich and he could do that. I'm like, no, it's the fact that he took an oath in front of God on a Bible to marry a woman, several women, and say like, you know what, I'm going to be faithful, I'm going to be a loving husband. It's an integrity issue, dude. He's a piece of shit because if he if he can't stay loyal to his wife, if he can't stay loyal to his mistresses or all this other shit, like he's not in the right headspace to be your fucking president. And people are like, so what? Let him do what he wants to do. He's a dirty dog.
No.
There was a Democrat who was a playboy, John F. Kennedy. Fuck that, dude. Like, no, like, whatever, man. Like, it's fucking stupid because the fact that the guy has no integrity whatsoever. And then the way they want to fucking spin this fucking CNN shit with
Jim Acosta.
Jim Acosta saying that he assaulted, and then Fox News fucking sped up the fucking tape
and
to make it look like he hit her.
I think the video that Sarah Sanders is sharing right now came from InfoWars, the conspiracy theory website that from Alex Jones.
Fuck
Like that's where they're getting their fucking shit from, like to make themselves look better. Okay, I'm done talking about this because I'm gonna be pissed.
Me too.
Cool. So, I saw this other headline that was pretty interesting. That they think an alien spaceship passed through Earth last year, like in October. Apparently, it's just like some Harvard researchers were talking about this, and they called it what is it? Umamu, Oumuamua. And they think, I mean, they don't think it's an alien spaceship, but it's like, it was weird because it was like the first, hold on, what was it? It was spotted last October, whizzing past the sun too fast to have originated in our solar system. It was declared the first interstellar object ever discovered before disappearing from view in January. So it was like an object that just came from the deepest part of past the solar system, not in the solar system, like past it. It passed through like our solar system, and then it was weird because they were observing it, and then it passed the sun, and then instead of like keeping the same pace, because nothing, like once you're in Earth, like I'm pretty sure like everything keeps the same space because there's nothing to like stop you. There's no air resistance or anything unless you hit something, like you just keep going, right?
With gravity?
Well, gravity too.
And so in space, if I throw a marble at one speed, it's going to keep going continuously? Yes, that's true.
Yeah. Well, it was passing the sun, and it just sped up. And they're thinking it could have been like gases that were trapped in the
like from the sun.
Yeah, or gases that
pushed
were
it further.
yeah.
How close to the sun was it?
I don't know. It doesn't say really in the article. And it was long and thin, unlike any asteroid or comet seen before. Its surface was carbon based and not ice or rock. And after passing the sun, it suddenly sped up. Now some scientists are speculating that it could be aliens.
It's our alien makers who people believe are God checking up on us because they're like, these dudes are fucking up with the way they're voting.
And then they're like, oh shit, let's get the fuck out of here. And
yeah, they're like they who do they have in office? Let's get the fuck out of here. They're like, let's get our brothers and sisters.
What if it's a giant, like, kind of like in Joe Dirt? What if it's like a giant, like, alien turd?
Well, it wasn't an alien turd. It was a turd from an airplane.
Yeah, but what if this is from the aliens and it was like, all right, let's just eject it out? Like, we don't know how.
Fuck it. Even then, there's got to be some type of molecules shit in there. Fucking.
I was seeing some things where like it could be like an alien drone, like it's millions of years old. Like that's what they estimate.
That's fucking insane, dude. Like,
yeah,
when you think about it,
like they're estimating it's millions of years old, and like it could be like a drone, like just like going through solar system to solar system, galaxy to galaxy, just seeing what's out there. Of course, like it's like that thing where like if you were to show somebody like a lighter from like the caveman times, they would think it's magic because it's just fire came out of nowhere. So it could be like the technology for us is just like, oh, it's just a piece of rock.
I mean, imagine how risky that is, dude. Something like that, like an object that's millions of years old, traveling through this so told infinite space. All the shit that we don't know exists out there, it can pick up and drop off in our atmosphere. Like, who knows? Like, in the next year, a new disease is gonna come up, right, or something like, oh fuck, or like a cure for something, and it's that dropped it off. It finally grew in our soil and like weird shit. Like,
yeah,
it's so
or
risky.
It could be a
like,
giant fucking turd.
It could be that too. But even the turd, even if the turd
dude,
might
what if
have
it was
some type of fucking
what if it was like a extra like ordinary like monster out there that just took a turd, and that turd is just floating around the universe and ends up in our neighborhood, like our
and
solar
it's the cure
system.
for fucking cancer.
Or not
But
even.
you have to eat the shit.
But it's like the size of a skyscraper. So like it's just like, imagine how big this fucking thing has to be, just to like have a
All
turd.
those years.
Define skyscraper.
I think it was I think like what, 60 floors max, more.
60 floors of shit. Alien shit.
Dude, yeah. Does it have Wi-Fi?
Fuck. I hope it does. I'm on it.
Because like
It's on the second floor.
we kind of have a skyscraper, the Chase building in McAllen. It's only like 5 stories, but still, it's the biggest fucking building in the
But
world.
imagine a shit that size. That's already big.
Yeah, it's fucking huge too. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
No, I'm not saying.
Yeah,
I'm just.
and like,
I'm,
imagine all the different types of bodies of like whatever the fuck is out there, planets of just rock and other shit that it's probably hit,
Yeah.
bumped into, and picked up. Like
yeah.
whatever the fuck, dude. That's so fucking risky. It's so crazy.
Yeah, I think these Harvard scientists weren't like specifically saying like, oh, it's aliens, but just the way that it was carbon based. It's not rock. It's not ice. It's like it was a life form, or it came from a plant or something that had carbon on it, which is the building block of life, and how it just sped up like passing the sun. It could be gases that were trapped inside whatever this thing was, and it's just
Or
like
a combination of both, it getting close to the sun, and
That's what threw
at
off
that
its
same
trajectory.
moment that made it like, oh,
yeah,
a quick little explosion that made it.
yeah.
But
Or it could
fuck.
just been like, okay, they can't see us anymore. Let's get the fuck out of here.
what if it's God's like playing a game where it's like, all right, you're gonna take this fucking sharp ass rock that's the size of a fucking building. You're gonna chuck it through space. Try not to hit anything. Aim for the sun. And it just like barely misses.
It's like Top Golf for them. It's like
Exactly.
like, and they're drunk, like, oh,
and they're like,
yeah,
you
they're
barely
drunk off
missed
cosmic
it.
fucking booze and shit.
What? Oh,
Fuck yeah,
They
dude.
drink fucking galaxies.
From the alien
You
titties.
know,
speaking of aliens, like, okay,
Alien
that,
titties.
that was gonna be my
3 of
question.
them.
Speaking of aliens, aliens look like Amazonian women.
Yeah.
Do you fuck or do you fuck?
Fuck yeah. Fuck No Nut November. I need like 6 coupons up in this bitch. It's so stupid.
What? Okay, what if aliens are giants? Like humongous giants who take skyscraper sized shits.
There's probably a floor in the universe out there, and they're just walking in this universe. But
Exactly.
but it's so massive, we don't know. You know, we just think it's forever expanding, but they're so massive they can touch the bottom.
Have you guys heard of simulation theory?
Yes.
No. What is that?
Okay, just because like how the universe is like super huge, and like it's always apparently it's always expanding and just growing. What if it was just like, okay, think about this, an atom, right? Like the smallest little thing. Your body to them is like the universe, like it's fucking huge.
True.
But then to us, like the universe is like fucking huge still. And then if big as aliens existed, like to them the universe is still huge,
Yeah.
but like us are nothing. Simulation theory is kind of like that. We're like
It's
we're,
just
well, yeah,
the perspective of it.
but because we're like in a program, like a computer program, like all of universe, like it's just a computer program.
It's like the Matrix.
Yeah. Fuck, that's
Like
some
you
crazy
were
shit.
programmed to live this life, burn and die in a house fire or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like what we were talking about earlier. You were programmed to not like avocado.
yeah.
I was
hate
programmed to
avocado.
have horrible eyesight. Like
That's
and
fun to think about.
horrible
But it's
eyesight
fucking
and
crazy. Like it's scary as shit.
Yeah, and it could be like that. Like it just everything in the universe for our human history happened in 1 second, but to us it's just like happened this whole span of time, and whoever's doing the simulation is just like seeing what kind of scenarios they can happen, like the Sims.
Yeah.
Like if you're
Fast forward time and shit.
yeah, if your Sims, like the Sims game, like if your Sims can gain consciousness, like to them that's their life. Like I went into a room and there was like my cousin died and there's a Grim Reaper there. That was cool. Like I'm just hanging out. Like that's their like normal life, but to us it's just like, oh, it's just a game. Like I
Yeah,
can shut
yeah.
off whenever.
that's like deja vu is like, oh, okay, like it's just
It's
a glitch in the fucking.
Yeah, it's like the way I like to think about it too is like in books, like these authors make these characters in these books and like it's just words, but when we read them, like they come to life, right? Like what if in the book they're just they're just waiting to be read and like continue the cycle of life again, like type shit.
Yeah.
Or even music, like after people pass away and you play the song, that's the craziest form of like it's almost physically still here, like they still live here and type shit like that.
I don't know.
I mean, is there a forever going like the guy doing the simulation? Is he in a simulation where he was made to
That's
make
what I'm
the
saying.
simulation? Like,
That's what I'm saying, because we also like deal with simulations with not like human, I don't think, but like
Video games.
video games or like weather patterns and shit. Like, what if we get to a point where we have this technology to like have 7 million people like programmed and like plus another billion animals and just make a little tiny Earth and see how it plays out? Like, what if we're that to somebody else, like to another like civilization or to another like you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, it's so crazy to think about. I don't really like subscribe to it, but just like it could happen.
It's a cool school of thought. Like it's
With the
out there.
how massive infinite is, it's probable.
I've talked this way with some people who like when I used to smoke weed a lot. I used to go to like some dealers' houses and stuff. And you won't be surprised how close-minded a lot of people are, but we start smoking and I'll start talking about like, dude, imagine everything's like Inception and we're just inside a dream of a dream, and they're just like, what are you talking about, man? They're like, what are you talking about, man? Like, nah, man. Like, they're just like, nah, man. I just watch Dragon Ball Z, man. There's no like, they've never thought about it, and it's just like, dude, you've never thought about that? Like, the fuck, your brain is a universe. You know what I mean? It's forever fucking ending in there. Like,
Yeah,
the thoughts don't stop. You know what I mean? Like,
that's what
like, they never. I don't know. Like, some people just don't have that.
I don't blame him though, because there's some people like that just can't stand not being like the center of the universe, or just thinking about like, I was driving the other day home and I was like just zoning out and just thinking about it, and I was like, I'm just a fucking speck of sand, another speck of sand, like compared to something else, like, you know. But there's some people that they literally like, they don't go crazy, but like they have panic attacks, and they're just like,
It's scary to think about. I mean,
and that's why I think like, not to put down or not to go into religious topic either, but like that's why I think like a lot of people gravitate to like one central maker,
yeah.
so that they can explain away anything they don't understand instead of trying to like figure it out or learn more about it.
I wish these people, like, it's safe to think this way though. Like, it's healthy for you because, like, I mean, all your life you're gonna go through your life just in this forever unknown. But like, if you actually just think about it and put the thought out there, like it leaves your body. You know what I mean? And you can finally just be at rest for a little bit. Like, you know what? It's fine. Like,
Yeah.
who cares if I'm a speck of dust? I'm the best fucking speck of dust in the fucking universe. Like, fuck it. Or maybe I'm not, and that's fine too. Like,
There's another theory that I think is fascinating where like you have at least 2 like doppelgangers, like people that look exactly like you. And I was like, how does that even happen? Like there's so many combinations of like DNAs and like stuff like that. Like, is it really that uncommon or like that unoriginal to like at least have 2 copies made of you? I mean, there's 7 billion people on Earth, so it would make sense that somebody would resemble you, but not to the point of like being like an exact twin or something.
there was this picture. Speaking of doppelgangers, like, there was this picture that somebody shared a long time ago, and they tagged me in it. And when I saw this guy, it was a guy holding a fat cat. And when I saw it, I was like, when did I take that? I thought it was me, dude. Like, I literally thought it was me because it looked just like me. Like, when I was in middle school, high school, like 9th grade, I was like, what the fuck? Somebody tagged me and they put, ha ha ha, Alex Martinez, right? And at the time, I had a cat like that, like a gray cat like that. And I was looking at the picture and I was like it felt like almost like when you almost forget something, you know, you had to do, and like it kind of like that quick shock like goes into your body, like, holy fuck. Like, I looked at it and I was like, holy shit, when did I take this? And I was like, that's not fucking me. What the fuck? Like, it looked like somebody that looked like me. Like, I was like, holy shit, I was convinced. Maybe there is a doppelganger out there of us.
I mean, probability wise, sure. Like, there's one of you already. So why wouldn't there be like another person that looks like you? Like that's I don't know. I hate all these.
I mean, because there's twins, right? There's twins and shit. They come out from the same womb. But
sure, but they share the same DNA and stuff.
we
like,
all share the same DNA.
Yeah, you're right. But it's not like this.
We share the same DNA with mushrooms and fungus.
But I'm saying like just characteristics like wise, like
Physically, like
yeah.
features. Yeah. I don't know, man.
Is that why our dicks look like mushrooms?
What?
I don't know about yours. Mine looks like a fucking number 2 pencil.
Have you
Nice.
seen those like winter sausages, the summer sausages, like those big wrapped sausages,
German Scheiße?
No.
like that?
So we have a sausage DNA.
Yeah, sausage DNA.
I have a theory, and I've always had this
Sausage theory?
It's kind of gay.
Okay.
But it's like I've always thought like your big toe. Think about it. I always thought like, you know what? That's probably like the tip of my dick. Someone's big toe. So it'd be like everybody's got a different looking big toe.
Mm-hmm. What's this theory?
Is
This whole
it?
theory.
That's my theory. Because I have several theories and they're pretty good.
It
It's
all
like
deals with your dick.
maybe the shape of our toe is like the shape of the tip of our dick.
Why would that correlate?
I don't know.
Like the whole like your hands together. That's the size of your brain, type thing, where like it's just like your big toe is the size of your
Dick tip.
The
Dick
shape of your
Dick
dick
head.
tip. I don't know.
I
don't know.
wish.
Let's see.
I'd have a pretty big dick. I have a pretty big toe.
Toe tip.
I have a big dick.
You quit fucking saying that. I've seen this in a fucking show where it's like, oh no, I tell girls I don't have a tiny dick. So when they actually see it, they're like, oh wow, and it's not that tiny.
No, I just choose girls with small hands.
I think
Or no hands.
I think Shaq. I think Shaq had mentioned it like in an interview where he's just like, yeah, hold on, let me do the Shaq voice. Yeah, I get a lot of girls that just say it's normal. I see her. I was like, what do you mean? And it's like, I'm just a big person, but I have a regular sized penis.
That's impossible.
That's impossible.
Scientifically impossible.
I mean,
Impossible.
that's what he said. I kind of would go with what Shaq said.
Who did this bit of with Shaq?
It was. I fucking hate him. Adam Sandler.
Was it where he
Yes.
was like, "Oh, I went to the showers or whatever, right?"
He's like, I had to get a peek of it. Like I had to see it.
Yeah, and then she's, I was in the showers and like I'm taking a shower and Shaq's security guard's like, "Hey man," he bumps into me. He's like, "Hey man, you want to hurry up in there?" And I was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Wait a minute, Shaq doesn't have a security guard." And I looked over and it was Shaq's dick.
Because like, his security guard was big and black with one eye. Yeah, it was.
Speaking of Adam Sandler, have y'all seen the special yet?
I refuse to.
I haven't watched
Why?
it.
Weren't you saying that it was good?
No, I was
it was
saying
you. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it was super good. A lot of comedians were coming out and saying like it's really good. So I want to watch it. I was gonna watch it last night, but I ended up watching Planet Earth 2 on Netflix.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's fucking pretty interesting.
Is there a narrator?
Yeah,
Who's narrating?
David Attenborough. Like I can't do his voice. David Attenborough. But yeah, it's. I mean, the night I was watching it in 4K, so I was just like,
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
mouth agape, just like,
How? One more time. Blink.
Another
for me.
one, dude, and I recommend you guys who are watching and listening to watch this. It's a really great special. I can't remember his name. You know what I'm talking about when I said it last time. It's called
John Leguizamo.
Yeah, him. It's a Latino history for morons, and he has a lot of like facts from books, you know, that he's read and stuff from the history of Latinos and where they come from and what's happened to our people, if you want to call them that we are those people. And like basically what I loved about the whole thing, if I just can say this real quick, I'm not even spoiling anything because it's such a great show for him that he's like, you know what, I love our people because we come from generations of always being put down and trying to get exterminated as a people, and like we've been through the first kinds of extermination and a Latino Holocaust and stuff with all of our ancestors, and like we're still here and we're the people that are always just trying to we're still just trying. Like, we're trying people now. I fucking love that. The way he wrapped it all up towards the end. But it's a great special. It's on Netflix. You need to watch it, dude. It's really good.
I like his stuff. He's
awesome,
hilarious.
man. Yeah, he's funny, and it's awesome. It's really cool.
I never knew he did stand up. So
I didn't know that either. I didn't know that
he has a
did stand-up.
really good one.
But for me, it wasn't really stand up.
it was just
Like, he
kinda
was doing little funny stuff in there, you know. But like, he was just trying to lay down some knowledge, like, of what he's learned and stuff of our people.
yeah, because he is pretty funny, like in other movies.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 2 stand-ups from the early 90s. One was Pest, and the other one was it was one about him growing up, and it was about him growing up in New York and stuff like that. And it's fucking hilarious, dude. He has a friend named Fuck's Funny because his dick is bent.
Fuck's funny.
Yeah. So yeah, you have to check it out. It's so
you don't watch that one,
fucking
dude.
funny.
That special is really good for real.
I've always liked
I want to watch the Adam Sandler special. I do.
Wait, this is the guy from the Mario movie, right? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, he played Luigi.
And
yeah, right.
And that vampire movie, was it? He's a vampire, and I know somebody was making fun of it because it's like he's in the shower. He's just like, one scrub, or something like that.
No idea what you're talking
I don't know.
about.
Maybe I'm.
He played the clown in Spawn too.
Maybe I'm confusing it with somebody else, but yeah, that guy's pretty funny.
He also
It was
came
cool,
in
man.
Moulin Rouge. If you remember that, he was like some little guy.
I mean, he always plays the little guy, like the little fast talking guy.
Yeah. I think because of that special, when I was watching it, I was kind of on Twitter at the same time. It made me more active on Twitter. I don't know why.
What do you mean? Like just talking about it, like?
Yeah, like I mean, like I've been wanting now. I just like it got me interested, even more interested now, in like not just as I like my family history, just my immediate family, grandparents, and stuff like that, and what the stories they tell me. But now I just kind of like want to go on a grander scale of like the history of where I'm from and like what, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where am I actually originally?
I kind of want to do like the 23andMe stuff, like the whole DNA sequencing.
That'd be crazy.
But I'm on edge because of the whole like them using it to solve like cold cases, like because
Cold cases? What?
yeah, like they solved like a murder of some lady by tracking the guy's DNA through like these services.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot which one it was, but
Why would you be worried about it if you've never committed any crimes?
no, it's just like an invasion of privacy. Like I'm not
What
worried
about drug tests? You ever taken a drug test? They have that shit on you.
The 23andMe are the ones the people who check your blood to see where you're from or whatever your genetics or whatever. You sign a contract saying that that blood sample belongs to them. What can they do with it? This is where the whole like the island thing comes. Or not the clones. What if they're fucking cloning you? What if it's a grand conspiracy? And I'm not a conspiracy person, but I tend to go
I think
into
you
this.
are.
Slowly with
I
all
think
these
you are.
episodes, you're a conspiracy person.
I
bro.
don't
You know
think
what?
so.
We're
'Cause I don't spend
gonna
too
on
much
this
time
YouTube
on
video.
it.
We're gonna pin a comment. Let's vote. Is David a conspiracy theorist? Yes or no? We'll comment on the video.
No, I'm not. But if you think about it, like, what if they wanted to pin a murder on you? They have your DNA. It could be like the perfect crime.
I don't know. I mean, that's some drama show shit. That's not gonna happen.
They own your blood. They can do whatever they want with your blood.
I'll probably still do it.
I think it's just your spit though, but yeah, and it's kind of vague. Where it's just like 20% Mexico or South America, 30% Europe, and blah blah blah. Like they don't go into the specifics unless you pay them more.
Oh really?
I mean, even then, I don't think I think it's just like one general thing, and they just tell you like you're from 30% like this place. But what they do have is just have like people that kind of share your same like ancestry line. They can like connect you with them, so you can find out if you have other brothers and sisters out there, because there's a lot of people that've been doing that. Like they've taken the test and then they get an email like, hey, I think I'm your sister or I think I'm your brother.
Shit. Broke as fuck. Can I have like $500? Fuck no.
And I gave it to them, and I didn't make a fucking dent. Fuck yeah, dude. So you said you checked out what's it called? Planet Earth in 4K.
Yeah.
How was that?
Was it a specific area they were like shooting for that? For
How
this
far did
episode?
you get into?
Or is it just all kinds of?
Oh, sorry. Yes, I was. They do like desert, city, jungles, just like different biomes, and they kind of just show like how life.
Deep sea.
I don't think they did see. Maybe it was the first one. I didn't watch it.
Tiger.
But it was like 6 episodes, and they do, yeah, and they do like this happens because of this and blah blah.
I saw this one in theaters, the one that John Krasinski narrated. I don't know if it was Planet Earth. It was something, but it was in like Beijing, and it was over like China and like all this stuff. It sucked. I saw it with my girl. We were like, oh, that's cool. I don't think John Krasinski has the narrating voice. It's too kind. You know, I want like an English dude who's just, he's got to be like 86, above 75 years old. You know, close to death. So he's like, you know, he knows how these animals are gonna feel. You know, like I don't really like how John Krasinski narrated in this one.
I don't know if you saw the one where the guy that plays Doctor Strange.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, he was doing like an Arctic one where it's like the penguins.
Oh, dude, I would love it.
Penguins. Like he couldn't pronounce penguins, or like maybe he was just fucking around, but he would pronounce them differently every single time. The penguins.
I thought it was penguins. Penguins. P-E-N-G. Penguins.
Penguins. Yeah.
It's not penguins. Penguins.
Penguins.
Penguins.
Penguins.
Boom. He's like those things.
The player.
I like his voice. I wouldn't mind watching something like that with him.
Tuxedo.
I feel like
Birds.
I've thought about like voiceover stuff. I'm like, how can I get into that business? I think I have. If I'm reading something, I can read it pretty well. But if I'm just talking, I have a horrible. Like I hesitate and fucking stutter and shit. But I think I have a decent voice where I could do something like that. Where like
You have a beautiful voice.
I can say something like narrate fucking gay sex. You know.
Penetration.
As he penetrates him in his asshole. You know? I could do something like that. Like, give me some money, damn it. That'd be fun.
Okay, read this.
Baby, lock the doors and turn the lights down low. Put some music on that's soft and slow.
Fuck.
Baby, we ain't got no place to go. I hope you understand. I've been thinking about this all day long. Never felt a feeling quite this strong. I can't believe how much it turns me on just to be your man.
That is so fucking hot, dude.
I'm telling you, man. Somebody pay me, damn it.
And then your voice goes like super down. Hey, somebody pay me.
Yeah.
I fucking hate
I really
you.
tried it. I think I could be all right at it.
You're really good, dude.
You're really good.
You have like a beautiful voice, and I hate you for it.
Nah. I'm not even trying to fish for compliments either. So
Fucking
don't
liar.
think that. Yes, I am. This is actually, you said this is shitty? It's actually pretty good, too.
That one's grapefruit. It tastes like grapefruit peel to me. I don't like it.
I don't know
It's
which
kinda
one
bitter.
maybe there was like a lemon one that you had or lime or something.
I've had lemon and lime.
I just don't like that one.
It's good stuff,
I
dude.
like these though. These are good.
Yeah, I like the lime ones. Those are good. Yeah.
For the audio listener, we're talking about LaCroix.
Mm-hmm.
Alex had the pukies earlier. He needed to puke.
Yeah. But
So he asked if we had any mineral water. So we hooked him up with some. We hooked him up with some LaCroix.
and normally I don't really like this drink. Like I could just do with some regular Topo Chico or whatever mineral water. It's pretty good.
You ever see that meme where it was like, I don't know how people can drink this sparkling water. It tastes like TV static. It's fucking crazy.
TV static.
Yeah. So
That's
fucking
so
bad.
stupid.
Cool. So, to close out the show, I wanted to ask you all a question. I wanted to know what. Okay, so I don't want to know your whole life's journey or whatever. I just want to know, what would you do if you woke up tomorrow and you were the last person on Earth? So, okay. So, would you doubt it if you were the last person on Earth? Would you say like, all right, everybody around me is gone, but there has to be someone somewhere else?
I think knowing how mankind is, I don't know shit, but I'm saying like, we always need to have company of another person. Like I know sometimes we like to be alone, but I know that how I feel sometimes when I'm alone for too long. I'm like, you know what? I need to be with somebody and talk to somebody for a little bit. So I think it'll be in the back of my head. I don't think I'll ever fully actually be alone, but I'm also not. I don't think I'm gonna be like, or maybe I don't know at what point I would be like, I need to find somebody. Yeah. I'm gonna lose my fucking head.
Find somebody for what?
Just to have somebody in your presence and not just be by yourself in this massive world. But the first, like I was saying earlier, before this, first thing I think I'd just be naked all the time. I just want to be naked all the time right now. But I'm too like self-conscious of like everything, you know. So I think I'd just be naked all the time, just running around, like
just walking around, fucking
yeah.
You got that pit pad thing.
Yeah, I got that. Even in winter, I just probably have a coat on, but the bottoms would be just. I just have a sock on my cock. The cock sock from Laughing Death.
I think I would. First thing I would do is just like look for somebody, like just try to look for somebody. But we've had this conversation before, and I think I'm just gonna like travel, just because I don't want to be stuck in one place. If there's nobody around, there's nobody else to bother you. Just go wherever the fuck you want. Like,
but I was saying earlier, you can only travel in the Americas. What about the other continents?
I mean, we can.
Would you fly a plane? Learn to fly a plane?
He was like, dude, YouTube. What the fuck?
For real. Like,
didn't you say something about like if there was no internet, right? And I was like, dude, you're the last person alive, you don't need internet anymore.
I'm just thinking
except
internet for entertainment.
Except for, I mean, yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I don't think I'd still be mindlessly just. You know, I would be out there doing activities that, like, be on the sand dunes in
I'll probably start
New
my
Mexico.
I'll probably start my vlog.
Oh, no doubt, yeah.
I'll probably start my vlog. Hey, nobody, this is me.
And you watch it yourself.
Oh, shit.
With awesome cameras.
Yeah. One like. Yeah.
One view.
And then what if, like, one time you're just, like, you get that one other like, you're like, what the fuck?
That's what I'm talking about, dude.
Holy shit.
That's why I'm like, I would still make content.
But then you realize you were just drunk one night from partying and you made another account and liked it. Another Gmail account.
I don't know, man. It's kind of like that thing. I don't know if you remember.
An anonymous comment. I hate this video.
Fuck this guy.
The only other person alive.
This is literally the worst video on the planet.
Arrows, fuck this guy. Somebody trolling, right? God damn, dude. That would be great. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
Like that Will Smith movie, the when he's like he's in the city. I Am Legend?
Legend? Oh, yeah, I Am Legend.
Oh, like just how like bad he freaks out when he sees the mannequin like in a different spot. It's just like, tell me if you're real. Tell me if you're real. Like, to the mannequin.
That is fucked.
Just imagine like you one day, like you come home or wherever you're staying at, and you put everything in one corner and it's like moved to the other corner. You're like, fuck.
That was the other day at work, and I saw that fucking mannequin, and I was like, oh shit. No, but yeah. I mean, what if it's like you're just so used to your routine that you just forget that you had placed it somewhere? But yeah, imagine like somebody just. And one, they're just fucking with you. Why would somebody do that? You know, why would they just fuck with you? Like, how far better off are they than me that I'm losing my shit and they're not? You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, I think just travel with Americas. I mean, I don't think I'm going to go on a boat or plane, risk going to Europe or whatever. And at that point, like, you don't have to worry about food. Maybe you do, because I don't know how the fuck to farm, but like, it's just
YouTube.
Everything in the world is just at your disposal. And like, let's say the cell phones or YouTube like doesn't go down, like the internet doesn't go down, or like electricity doesn't go down. Like, how cool would that be? Just like set up cameras like different places to be like, oh look, there's a fucking deer over there. Let me drive over there and fucking hit it with my car to get food.
I would just be like, go into car dealerships and find where they keep the keys and
use the best fucking cars.
But like, fucking. Get safe. A lot of badass safety protective gear, like for stunt double people who drive, like stunt car drivers, or whatever, and just crash the shit out of cars, hoping I don't die.
I wouldn't risk it.
I don't know. I want
just
to do some shit like that.
Tie yourself up to duct tape. Yeah, you wouldn't risk it. You're fucking over here surfing cars when you're a teenager.
That's different.
What would you do?
So it's a little too late now, but my dream as a child, and this has to go back to like watching 90s cartoons and watching '90s commercials when they're talking about like cereal and Hot Wheels and Micro Machines and all those fucking badass toys. And they were like, "Oh, win the sweepstakes and you can go and take over a Target for 10 minutes and go on a shopping spree." I would have like, if the fucking Toys R Us was still open and it was still set up, I would have gone in there, fucking shut the doors down, and then seriously with a stopwatch and fucking timed myself. I would have gone 2 carts at once and fucking gone Legos first, and then rush it to the front, and then run to the side, go to the fucking video games, stock up on fucking video games, and look at the time. Oh, how much time? All right, action figures. Go take it to the front. I would have fucking taken over it and then gone back, put everything back, and then done another trial. To see, that's just something that I've always wanted to do, and it's still in the back of my mind.
Just relive like your childhood dreams.
It's to do that and to go out there and fucking.
I think I'd go to the Amazon fucking
warehouse
and just.
Everything's in boxes. You have to open everything.
Where's the sexual pleasure section?
Dude, I always had so many fires just because you can.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right. yeah. But massive fires to where I can be like, all right, that one is this place. You know, from afar, I can like this place is. Yeah. These are the dildos. These are the fucking flashlights. You know?
Fucking.
Why is it always a sexual thing?
Fucking walk out. I love the smell of burning dildos in the morning.
Yeah. Well, I'm not burning them. I'm signaling myself in case I want to go. You know, use a dildo tonight, or maybe use a. Why am I using a dildo?
Well, be brave.
I'm alone. I'm the last person on earth.
You'll be brave enough to try one.
You get there and there's a lubed up dildo. Right? There's always like a signal that somebody already came.
Yeah.
Damn it, dude.
Black light. But I also think like one other thing I would do is like, obviously do the Toys R Us run, but I would go stock up on guns, ammunition, and I would carry that shit with me everywhere.
You're the army.
I would have a fucking duffel or just a few guns, and then I've had guns hidden everywhere just in case shit went down.
So would you be keeping up with your physical body?
Fuck no.
Fuck no.
No. Obviously, I have all the time in the world now to work out. No. Yeah, I would. I would definitely like stay limber and.
Nah, I wouldn't walk anywhere.
Work out.
Like every fucking car in the earth is at your disposal. Like even like golf carts, like just to get from here to the door.
Unicycles.
Yeah.
The fucking little fucking what are those cars called? Like the tractor go-karts. There you go. Having a fucking go-kart to go places just with the fucking visor down. I would be totally down. I'd probably steal a fucking Audi or something and drive around.
I mean, it's not stealing if it's not anybody's.
Exactly. I'd probably go take an Audi.
No, I'd just take an Audi. I'd just take my Audi.
I would spend a few days like clearing out the highway and stuff like that. If there was like cars like parked, I would.
Well, that's what I'm going to ask. This day that you finally realize you're the last man on earth, were people in the middle of their everyday thing and or is it just like everything's clear and you just woke up as like everything's like, you know?
Yeah, everything's clear.
Okay.
Because if you think about it, if somebody just vanished, like all the car wrecks, all the fucking devastation that would happen, like with the fucking. Yeah.
Let me put this into perspective then. Let's say the next day you're the last man on earth, but the bodies didn't leave. They just died.
Oh, fuck that.
Oh, I mean, the first day, would you fuck the bodies or?
I thought you were going to like, would you like remove the bodies and like bury them,
pile them, and.
I mean, you can't really fuck your hand you can fuck your hand forever, but.
Short answer, no. Longer answer, maybe.
Oh.
I mean, I would do a bunch of stupid shit. Like I would take cars. I would free animals. I'd be risking myself.
Okay, so animals are alive.
Yeah. It's the last person.
I would have free animals. I'd be back in the fucking food chain. They're locked up in cages for reasons.
Just pack wild dogs, dude. Just imagine that.
A massive fucking gorilla, a silverback, just fucking pounding on your cock.
Those fucking
dude?
Those fucking monkeys from $1 Million Butt.
Dude, yeah.
Coming to beat the
Don't
shit
drink.
out of you.
They'll fuck you up.
I don't think I would drink.
Yeah. I think I would drink every single day, or just because I I don't think I would want to live for like the life if I was the last man on earth. And I wouldn't like go out there and like go commit suicide or try to die specifically, but drive a little drunk, smoke a little smoke.
Smoke a little smoke. What about, okay, all right, you're the last man on earth, but you get to choose one other person in the entire world. Let's start off with first the guy, right? You could pick one guy. You could just, like, you know.
Barack Obama.
Be like somebody cool to hang out with, you know what I mean? Like, who would you choose?
Fuck, I don't know.
Because I like the Zombie Land where they find Bill Murray in his mansion. He's dressed up. Oh, God, we fucking shot him.
That was
You
one
know,
of the
like,
funniest moments in.
he's like, you fucking shot Bill Murray. Who would you choose, somebody, or do you know?
I don't know.
Would you pick somebody fun or somebody intelligent?
I don't have a specific person in mind, but I think I would choose somebody intelligent. Like just because it's just like, hey, can we rig up this fucking thing to this fucking other thing? And be like, yes. How do I do that? Like this. Okay. But if you choose somebody fun, like all they want to do is like, hey, like a dog, like, hey, let's go out and play. Hey, let's go out and do this. And it's like, nah, dude, we need food. We need like energy or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would. I don't even think I would take that option.
Okay, what about a girl?
No, besides like the whole like.
No, because we'd have to do everything they want to do. You're still fucked. It's a double-edged sword. Well, I don't want to go fishing today, and she's gonna. Oh, let's go fucking picnic. No. That's what I want to do. I'm the last man on earth. I'm the big dog.
Would you just leave though? You don't have to keep.
I don't know. I would.
What are they gonna? Oh, you found another girl? No, we're the last fucking people on earth. You know what I mean? You can just leave them, and then when you're all fucking alone already, all right, I'm gonna go back. That's what's gonna happen.
I mean, that's what happens now.
Son of a.
I mean, I would go into people's houses. I'd go say it like, cause like, I look at the houses around here and like, I want to go to that one in the corner. I would go. No, I wouldn't. But the thing is, I would be destructive to a certain extent, but I wouldn't like totally fuck up somebody's house or whatever.
Oh, I would.
I mean, they're not coming.
I'd fuck
coming back.
shit up bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I'd have a badass gun. Fucking drive the car into their fucking house and then like shoot the gas tank from far away with a badass fucking rifle.
Yeah, like I think I would start so many fires just because.
Yeah, that shit's fucking crazy cool to me. Like, it seems fun.
I don't think I would do it because I don't like smelling like smoke.
You have the whole fucking United States to leave the smell of smoke. Fuck it.
I know, it's just like I don't. But the thing is, I don't even know. Obviously I would travel. I would go around and I would go places, but
Yeah, he goes around.
no, I don't actually.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think I'd probably stay close by.
Just of what you know, like you'll stay where you know.
I mean, I would travel, but I would always come back probably.
Live in San Benito. I'd probably move to like Harlingen or something.
Why?
Joking. Fuck no. I'd fucking move to like Old Mito or something. It's even worse.
I'd move to Combs.
Do you want to say? Do you want to say the show that we got this idea from, like The Last Man on Earth?
Yeah, the show was a show that came on Fox, and it was called The Last Man on Earth. And the way it started off is like it was so fucking literal. Where he's the last man on Earth. He goes a couple. I want to say about a year or two alone. And then he starts driving. He gets a RV. He goes from state to state, and on the main highway, he writes "Alive in Tucson." So, on the last day, where he's like, you know what, fuck this. He's so depressed that everybody's gone, and he's doing a bunch of stupid bullshit, like fucking filling the back of a truck up with bowling balls and like backing it up and with the hatch down and like trying to bowl a strike, like with all these fucking like he's just being destructive and destroying fish tanks and shit like that. Anyways, he meets a girl and then she won't have sex with him. And he's the last man on Earth.
Unless they're married.
Unless they're
I remember
married.
that, yeah.
So that's it. Just I was like, man, like if I was the last man on Earth, like what would I do? And that's why I wanted to bring it up.
But I wanted to bring it up at the show also because he puts like all these signs like Alive in Tucson, which is his hometown, And then somebody's like, why Tucson? Like, why not somewhere like tropical or
That's what
like,
I know.
yeah, it's like, why not somewhere like we can farm in? Like, this is the desert. And it's just like a throwaway line. Like, he's just like, oh, I never really thought about that.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
So they moved to Malibu and they live in a fucking mansion. That's fucking awesome. But I fucking love that show. Rest in peace. I don't know.
Yeah, it's canceled, but it's really good. If you guys want to check it out, it's on Hulu.
Highly recommend it.
But like, yeah, even that, like he like the first episode, he goes back to his crappy house. He's just like, wait a minute, and then he goes into like the big neighborhood with like big old houses, and he's like, cool.
Yeah. And isn't there an episode where he's like, his restroom is him taking a shit in a pool?
In a pool, he cuts a hole in a diving board.
Yeah, that's where he shits.
And it's his neighbor's house. And he goes and takes a dump in his neighbor's pool. It's so fucking cool.
It is.
You never know, man. Last man on earth. Anything?
Well, yeah, man.
Anything else that's crazy that you would do?
I would try to do like a space program. Just try to launch a rocket.
Is that how you would kill yourself?
No, I just try
Launch
to
yourself into space?
just try to see if I can send something up in space, like a rocket or whatever.
That'd be cool. Like you're sitting there, you're just like launch and just
Yeah.
Maybe like fill it up like Noah's Ark with all the animals.
What are these fucking rockets just at your disposal in place, ready to launch from a button? Fuck no, you gotta.
No, like in my universe there are. There's a lot of them.
Son of a bitch.
I'm not a fucking last man on earth, dude. I can make up whatever.
Yeah, I guess so.
Would you read? Would you spend your time reading?
Fuck no, dude.
I
Why?
don't read now.
If you're super bored, then yeah. But I think at that point, like you're just like nothing matters anymore. Like there's nobody else to share ideas with. Just like either physical labor to keep yourself alive with food and stuff, or just having fun.
Would you keep?
I don't know.
Would you keep up with your hygiene?
Yeah, to an extent. I mean, wash my ass, wash my mouth,
Grow a little bush.
shave a little bush. I would. I'd let my hair keep growing. Fuck it. I think like as far as like facial hair and stuff, like I just let it go. Fuck it. See what happens.
And I was thinking like now, like there's so many Walmarts that were just like you could live off one for like 20 years.
Well, not the meat, maybe, right? Or does the power just stay on?
This part just stays
What
on.
I mean, at some point, these frozen meats and vegetables, they have an expiration date.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying like just like everyday stuff like I need plates or I need razors or toothbrush
I don't think I need plates.
I would look up. I would master like certain recipes. Like I fucking love masturbate. I love pasta, so I would probably live off pasta, honestly. Because I'm so fucking lazy. I wouldn't do dishes either. I'd be stocking up on.
Oh yeah, fuck no. As soon as the sink filled up in a house, the next house.
Yep.
Just it.
I'm down.
Okay, so what if the body stayed around 10 years later? You're just like chilling in your front yard. You see somebody like kind of just slowly move around your front yard. They're zombies now. You're like, what the fuck? Everybody that you could have like
This is why we collected guns.
picked up and like moved away, they just became zombies and
Fuck.
trying to get you.
Imagine that. On the highways and shit, just stuck.
That's cool.
I mean, if they bite you, I'd be like a juggernaut. Like I have a juggernaut suit, like impenetrable, just fucking.
Except
I
for the whole.
I'll just stand out there in front of the zombies, like. And then just have like weird DIY shit where flamethrowers just burn them up, and I keep walking.
Yeah, that's all I got. I'll just throw enough curveball out there.
Yeah. I think it's a very good topic. I mean, like my survival kit. I know exactly what I would do. I don't think I'd survive very long in a zombie apocalypse.
I'll just get it out of beef jerky and be like, here.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd probably just use the animals that are there. Feed off the animals.
I would be running experiments though. Definitely would be running experiments. Kind of like, and it's kind of fucked up because like it's super scary because like in Fear of the Walking Dead, like they get to a military base, they get saved, but then they're not really saved because the military base is running tests on people that they capture, and they want to like, all right,
Live
this guy
people.
is live people, like, oh, this guy's Hispanic, he's 6 foot 185 pounds, whatever, like ideal specimen or whatever. And they inject him or they get him bit, and then they try to see how long the infection lasts, and I've been running experiments like crazy. It's fucked up to think about, but like totally do it.
I think that's about it, really. I mean, I don't know what else comes to mind, really.
Yeah, it's awesome. Cool. Well, thank you again, guys, for checking out another episode of the Laugh and Death podcast. If you like what you hear and you like what you see, check us out at youtube.com/laughanddeath and at our Instagram page at Laugh and Death Podcast. Like always, I'm Dave.
Alex.
Fern.
And we'll see you next week, guys. Thanks.
See you guys.